I'm Jim Murdaugh, and this is my Summer Mashup. Well, one of the wonderful things we did this summer was we traveled out to Austin, Texas with a group of faculty to an organization called the National Institute for Staff and Organizational Development, which is a mouthful. But NISOD, which is the way we refer to them, is a wonderful training opportunity for our faculty and staff, as well as having the chance to see some of our folks be recognized nationally for what they're doing here. So we had a great trip out there. Probably 20-25 faculty went out there with us. In addition, I had the privilege of attending the Harvard's John F. Kennedy School of Government for their 3-week program that's oriented toward senior executives in state and local government. And I got a chance to meet 77 other senior leaders from around the world. There were people there from Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, and France, and Germany, as well as senior executives from all over the United States. And the 3-week program really focuses on pushing us as leaders to do more and teaching us some tools that we can use to do more. And so that was a great event. And in the middle of that, I had the privilege, right in the middle of that 3-week program, of traveling to Washington and testifying before the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee on college affordability, which was a wonderful, really sort of tribute to the college. And it had to do with the fact that they had noticed that we had frozen tuition for this year. And they had actually also looked at a number of other things we had done as a college, including course redesign, the successes we've seen in our learning commons. And the theme of it was to bring 5 people together from around the country, I happen to be one of them, to talk about not only our affordability but also how we maintain quality while we keep our tuition and cost low. And that was a great opportunity to tell our story. It got lots of coverage, and we still get calls in sort of response to that. We have to be sensitive to the fact that students are struggling and families are struggling. I will tell you, not to be negative, but we will certainly raise tuition in the future. I mean, that's going to happen. But I think what we've done is we've broken the cycle of making tuition increases automatic. They will, from this point going forward at Tallahassee Community College, be tied to what we're going to do with those additional tuition dollars. We should commit ourselves to making sure that students have a high completion rate, that they have a high placement rate in jobs or transfer rates to institutions of four-year institutions. And our discussion of what we will do with tuition dollars needs to be really focused on that outcome. We got 2 initiatives going on. We have the Wakulla Environmental Institute and we have the Wakulla Center. Start with the Wakulla Center. We have moved into a new location in the center of Crawfordville, and it will afford Wakulla residents easy access to college services as well as coursework. For the first time, we'll be offering the opportunity for students and potential students to come to the Wakulla Center to get advising, to get financial aid, to register for classes, and actually to be able to take some of the gateway courses to college there in Wakulla County so they don't have to travel all the way to the main campus. Our hope is to create the ability for students to easily get into the TCC system and then of course move on with their coursework here at the main campus. The second initiative we have going on is the Wakulla Environmental Institute, which is, I think, one of the most exciting things we've done in a long time. It will be a state-of-the-art facility that we will be building in Wakulla County for the purpose of creating a vision for Wakulla County that brings together education, recreation, and conservation. And the goal of the Wakulla Environmental Institute will be to provide associate degrees that take people to jobs in environmental science areas. The thing that's unusual about it is that we will be able to offer the majority of the programs online, so we will be marketing this program throughout the state of Florida and in fact throughout the country and world And what we hope to do is have students who will take the majority of their content online and then come to Wakulla County for what we call a capstone experience. The reason why it's so exciting is that Wakulla County is considered one of the 5 top, or hottest is the phrase they use, biodiversity areas in the country. And it has access to 1 million acres of state and federal land and water. And so what we hope to do is to be able to bring people there and use our credit programs that focus on aquaculture, that focus on forestry, that focus on invasive species, bring our students there for their final experience in the environment, to give them the hands-on experience that goes along with the experience they have with the online curriculum. Well, you know that I have 3 very core values personally. One is to be the college of choice for students who come here. Second is to be the employer of choice for faculty and staff. And third is to be the partner of choice in the community. Every decision I make, quite frankly, I align with those goals, and I test the decisions that we make as an institution to make sure that we're consistent with those goals. Being selected, we'll start with being selected as the college of choice, is a huge testament to our faculty and staff. This is a random survey of faculty and staff that's conducted by a national organization, the Chronicle of Higher Education, which is one of the top journals in the country that deals in higher education. And we were not only selected as one of the best colleges to work for in America, we were selected to be on the honor roll, which meant that there were so many categories of excellence within that selection that we're actually in I'll call it the best of the best. That's huge. I mean, people say to me, well, gee, that speaks volumes to the morale perhaps of the people who work for, but I think that really doesn't capture the full importance of it. It's important, obviously, to me that we have people who choose to work here because they value the mission of the college. And I believe deeply that when people choose to work here, then they provide better service to students. No student wants to show up in a classroom with a professor who really isn't interested in being there. And so I think it's great for students. The bottom line is it's great for students. The other part is we continue to be ranked very high nationally in terms of the number of associate's degrees that we produce, the percentage of students who move from our institution to a 4-year institution. We continue to be a high quality experience for our students. No, I did not get a vacation, but don't feel sorry for me. I love every minute of what I do. And I'll get some vacation times. The great thing for me, frankly, has been I've had the opportunity to bring my wife and son with me on some of the business trips I've been on. And that's sort of like having a miniature vacation, you know, at least in the evenings, you know, we could do some wonderful things as family. But I have some vacations coming up. We are soon to launch a TCC app. I've seen the prototype, and I will tell you it's pretty darn exciting. It will be on every platform, whether it's Android or BlackBerry or iPad or iPod. It's going to be really, really wonderful. And what we're finding in terms of our efforts is we're trying to make sure that we're reaching students where the students are. And so we're doing lots of things to engage in social media and to provide opportunities for us to communicate more effectively with students and prospective students. The strategic planning process is something that I'm really focused on. It's probably not something that excites a lot of people, but it excites me. Because we intend to create a plan that's not just a book you put on the shelf. We are really focused on creating a strategic plan that aligns what the college is doing with all of the other higher education entities, K-12, business community, and other efforts that are going on in our community. May sound odd, but most organizations don't do that. They create their own plan in their own 4 walls and without regard for how it interacts with the world outside. So we're going to be developing a robust plan that lays out the future for the next many years of Tallahassee Community College. It will involve students, it will involve community members, it will certainly involve faculty and staff and others. But the more important part of this is that it's a part of our move toward being more accountable. Out of the strategic plan will come those things we choose to measure as it relates to our success. And we will create a dashboard for the college, for instance, that identifies how well we're doing in certain areas and where we need to improve. You know, one of the things we celebrated was our ranking that shows our completion rate at this institution is 10 percentage points higher than the national average. It's still not where I want it to be. But those are the kinds of things that once you start measuring them, then you can start doing something to influence those measures and improve the performance of the college. And so I'm excited about the strategic plan. Thank you so much, TCC students, faculty, and staff, for a great summer. See you this fall.